was the night before Christmas, and J. Allen Scrooge is still working late into the night at the rundown Blizzard workhouse. He treats Christmas Eve like any other working day, and is keeping poor Michael Moraine from going home to his family. They are both hard at work creating more useless mounts and vanity pets for their cash shop. Then all of a sudden Michael stops and turns to J. Allen Scrooge and says, "Instead of trying to bleed money from our customers with vanity pets, why don't we actually release the legacy servers people keep asking for?" "No!" snaps Scrooge. "We will never do that!" he screams angrily. "But sir," Michael says meekly, "it's been 7 years since Chris Metzen left us and deleted his character from the world of Warcraft. Don't you think it's time we start giving people what they want?" Suddenly, Scrooge throws a mug of still warm coffee at Michael. "How dare you!" Scrooge bellows. "Go home, Michael, but make sure you're back here 6 AM sharp on Boxing Day. 1 minute later and I'll dock you 2 months' pay." With that, Michael hurries out the door, grabbing his coat and hat on the way. Later that night, Scrooge returns to his house. His was the only one in the road with no Christmas decorations. Bah humbug, he thought as he entered his cold dark home. He didn't raise a glass at midnight, he just got himself ready into his grey pyjamas and crawled into bed. He almost fell asleep when all of a sudden he was woken by a ghostly noise coming from the next room. He sat bolt upright in his bed as his bedroom door started to creak open. What looked like an eerie blue light started to enter his room. In the middle of this light was a ghostly spectre. It was his former work partner, Chris Metzen. "Scrooge," the spectre said spookily, "you must atone for the way you have treated your players," the spectre continued. "Metzen?" Scrooge replied. "Go away, Metzen. You left Blizzard, and I will do with Warcraft as I see fit." "Scrooge!" the spectre howled in a voice that sent fear into Scrooge. "Tonight you will be visited by 3 ghosts. The ghost of Warcraft past, the ghost of Warcraft present, and the ghost of Warcraft future. Heed their warning so you might change what is to come." "Begone, Metzen! It's mine now! Begone!" Scrooge said to the spectre, and just like that, the blue light disappeared and Metzen was gone. Scrooge rolled over in his bed and shut his eyes. "Scrooge!" a loud voice called. Scrooge woke up to find a ghost covered in Tier 1 armour at the end of his bed. "I am the ghost of Christmas past, and I'm here to show you what has come before." "Get lost," said Scrooge as he tried to go back to sleep. But the ghost grabbed him and they flew out the window. Suddenly they were in Azeroth, but it was many years ago. Scrooge looked at the many people walking around, all of which seemed to be having fun. "Do you recognise this place?" asked the ghost to Scrooge. "Well, of course I do," Scrooge said back. "It's that old stinky Warcraft before we put in our fabulous cash shop." "Do they look like they need a cash shop, Scrooge? Because they look like they are having fun interacting with each other as they play the game," said the ghost. "But most of these simple fools will never even see Nax, let alone AQ40. How on earth could they possibly enjoy it?" puzzled Scrooge. "They don't need to see every piece of content, Scrooge," replied the ghost. "This means there are places in this world that remain unexplored to them, and not just the same thing but a bit harder," explained the ghost. "Pah, I've seen enough. Take me home," declared Scrooge. And just like that, Scrooge was sitting in his bed again. Not before long, he fell back to sleep. "No time to waste, Scrooge, let's go!" a thunderous voice yelled. Scrooge woke up again, only to find yet another ghost in his room. "I am the ghost of Warcraft present," announced the ghost. And with that, the ghost grabbed Scrooge and took him away. In the blink of an eye, they were in Azeroth again. But now it was Azeroth of today. "Do you know where you are, Scrooge?" asked the ghost. "Well, of course I do, you idiot. What is it that you wanted to show me so we can get this over with?" "Do you see as many people here, Scrooge?" asked the ghost. "Well, no. At least they get to see every area in the game," Scrooge said back. "That doesn't matter, Scrooge. The soul of this game is being sucked away." For instance, look over there. The ghost pointed at Michael Moraine's human mage. He's logging in less and less these days. Unless something is done, Michael may log off and never return, warned the ghost. Rubbish, replied Scrooge. He loves this game. He would never leave. Would he? The ghost didn't reply. He just looked at Scrooge for a few seconds. Scrooge blinked, and in a split second, he was once again in his bed. Scrooge thought about what he'd seen for a moment, before shrugging it off and going back to sleep. Bang! A loud noise filled Scrooge's bedroom as he woke up. A large black hooded something was at the foot of his bed. As the head on whatever it was began to turn to face Scrooge, Scrooge started to gasp in horror as the figure resembled the Grim Reaper. He has an icy stare and spoke no words as he grabbed Scrooge and flew out the window. The pair appeared once again in Azeroth, but now it was dark and there was no one to be seen. Scrooge asked, "Is this the future of Warcraft?" The ghost didn't make a sound, but it did nod its head. "But where has everyone gone?" asked Scrooge. The ghost said nothing. "But Michael must be still here. He didn't leave, right?" Scrooge said with desperation in his voice. "No, they can't have all left. They can't." The ghost turned away from Scrooge. "But what about the casual content? The cash shop? The raid finder? Surely they need these things." Scrooge was sweating now and started acting frantic. "Oh God! If there was no one playing, then who's paying the subscription fee? The subscription fee!" The ghost began to laugh manically as he started dragging Scrooge away. "No! No!" screamed Scrooge. "I need the subscription fee! Where did everybody go?" The ghost stopped dead, leaned close towards Scrooge and said in the most ghastly voice you ever heard, "They all went to legacy servers." "No!" screamed Scrooge, and with that he was back home again, and it was Christmas morning. Scrooge leapt out of his bed and threw on his dressing gown. He dashed down the stairs and burst out the front door. Scrooge ran all the way back to the Blizzard workhouse and checked to see who was online in World of Warcraft. There were still many people. He still had time to fix things. He quickly pulled out a dusty USB stick with the official vanilla core on it and plugged it into the mainframe. Soon he had uploaded an official legacy server to Battle.net, and before long many players began logging in. Scrooge hadn't seen numbers like this for years, and he had done it. Scrooge had saved the future of World of Warcraft and prevented the dark events that the Ghost of Warcraft future had showed him. The end. Hello sailors, thank you for watching the video, hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to support me in my future videos, there's a Patreon link down there if you want to go that way, or by request I've now added a direct PayPal donate button, so if you want to do it that way, do it that way. There's other things you can do. You can follow me on social media like Facebook and Twitter, and why not have a look at these other videos I'm linking on the screen right now. Anyway, that's all, bye bye.